Hello, welcome back to the channel. Today we've got some jank combo built around the Sapling Nursery, which is 8 mana but affinity for forests, so 4 mana with 4 forests in play, and landfall whenever a land you control enters, you create the 3/4 Treefolk token. You can also exile it to give all your forests and Treefolk indestructible. The idea of this deck is to play tons of lands because we're comboing with the Fecund Greenshell, which is 5 mana for a 4/6. It says as long as you control 10 or more lands, your creatures get +2/+2. Most importantly, whenever this or another creature you control with toughness greater than its power enters, look at the top card of your library. If it's a land card, you put it into the battlefield. Otherwise, you put it into your hand. So you can see how these two cards kind of create this semi-infinite combo as long as there is a land on top of your deck, which is why we're playing 48 forests in this deck, 48 lands. So there's a pretty good chance if you go turn 4 Nursery into turn 5 Greenshell, you're going to just make a ton of tokens and put a ton of lands into play, which will buff all of them +2/+2. And then the next turn you just attack for the win. To have a little bit more redundancy, we got the Formidable Speaker, which can search up the Greenshell. And we are basically mulliganing every hand until we find a nursery and then looking for these, because we have essentially 8 copies of the Greenshell and 4 copies of this. So just finding this in the opener, pretty likely to keep hitting our land drops. And then we got the Surveil lands, which are also forests, but they do kind of help control the top of our library. They can help find our pieces during turns like 1, 2, and 3. But also, when you're going off with this, if you put in a Surveil land, it can help control the top of your deck. So if there's a non-land, you can put that into the graveyard before the token comes into play. Triggers again, gives you a better chance of finding another land to keep the combo going. So that is basically what we're aiming to do. Let's jump into the games and see if we can win with 48 forest combo in standard. A huge thank you to all my viewers who have joined my channel membership. I really appreciate all the support. Members get badges, emotes, and early access to all my videos. Click the link in the description below the video to join and get these perks today. All right, going first, we're going to look for our nursery in the opener. Okay, there we go. Got what we wanted here. And let's see, put back some lands. We do want to hit 5 lands, so we'll keep a few more land drops. So 4 and 5, hopefully we'll get there. Opponent with Fable Passage. Is that Sozin's Comet sleeves? Pretty nice. Alright, there's land. And sure, we'll keep that as well. So we don't need to do anything next turn. There's a cub. Okay. Yep. Just, now we don't need any more lands here. So we'll put those in the bin, I think. Let's see how much mana they can do here. 2, 3, 4 with the land. And stock up, sure. We'll see if they have counter spells would be bad for sure. But if these resolve, maybe we can combo off here. Yeah, there's Forest and Lorwyn. Got a lot of mana for them now. And another nursery, sure. We'll pass. And see what we can do. They can certainly pop off here. But we can potentially pop off next turn. That's our 4th land, so that'll come into play. Untapped, 2, 4, 7 mana. Gonna try to destroy my lands. See what they got. to time, thinking about how to use all their mana. Or timing out. Oh, no. No, they're taking an action. Attacking. Let's hope they don't have a counter spell. Oh. 7 mana. Ooh, there we go. Wanchitong for 5. Alright. Well, that was their play. Let's see if we can get a bunch of tokens here. See what happens. Alright, take action. And nope, just found another sapling nursery. Well, that's unfortunate. Although, next turn, we'll be able to go off very definitively if they don't disrupt this. We'll see. 2 mana, another cub, okay. This is a 6/6. I mean, we can throw away our tokens to block stuff. Earth King, sure. But we can go nursery, nursery, play a land. Attacks and gets a land for themselves. I think I'll just go double block this thing. I don't really care about these tokens. Okay. Alright, whoa, and another Greenshell? So I think just doing double nursery is better than playing another Greenshell, unless they have a bounce spell for our Greenshell. That's maybe the only concern. But can also use the ability. Alright, now here's the land drop. So we do want to surveil first. And anything that's not a land, we'll keep on top. Okay. Alright, this should maybe put my whole deck into play? I don't know. It might. I'm not really sure. We'll see. We'll see what happens here. This is gonna be a lot of stuff. Okay, so we'll surveil, and we can decline. I'll have to keep track of how many cards are left in the library. But yeah, we should make a lot of tokens here. And yeah, this is good because each one is not really going to mill me more, but it's going to just put a ton of tokens into play. All right. Take action. Take action. 17 triggers on the stack. Yeah, I don't know how many I need here. Hope that maybe they will just concede. Probably don't need to do this. 20 tokens. Probably don't need to do this too much. Like, maybe I should just like decline just so. Just in case. There's 22 triggers on the stack. Here. I'll just keep whatever's on top here. So if I decline, it puts it in my hand, I believe. 24. Okay. Yeah, it does. Puts it on, okay, into my hand. So eventually this is going to hit a non-land. Okay, 20, 30 cards. Okay. So, yeah. We'll just to keep declining so I don't mill myself here. And decline. 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 So I'm just going to basically draw 13 more cards. And then, yeah, might have went a little bit overboard with this, but hopefully there's nothing I can really do to stop this. Unless I have something like bounces all creatures, because I can make them all indestructible. If I need to. Okay, 6 more triggers. This was quite the game. I use a timeout. Decline. I know they use the timeout. Because they can respond to each of these triggers if they want to. Alright. And, guess I'll attack with this one. Might as well. Might as well. 36 5/6s. Sure. Guess I'll take out the 2/2 token. And, yeah, I'm gonna have to choose cards to keep. Three steps ahead. Yeah. There certainly are cards that could bounce or exile all permanents in play or something like that. What did they discard? Oh, okay, choose cards to keep. Alright, we'll choose both of these. Greenshells, maybe the Formidable Speaker, maybe a couple lands as well. Speaker, sure. I don't know. Okay, 10 cards left in the deck. Hopefully this is 36 tokens. We'll get there next turn. I can even play other green shells and pump everything up. Even more if I want to. Yep. Draw. This does, it's a May, yeah, so. GG. Alright. On to the next one. Okay, opponent goes first. Gonna look for our nursery. There it is. And keep this one. Mountain and pass. Alright. Forest and pass. I'm gonna guess they're playing goblins. Although, what are these? Oh, these are avatar sleeves. Pretty nice. Okay, no. Ooh, there is our speaker. Nice. It's a pretty good draw. Could be awkward if we... Okay, there's the land. Let's play it out. Okay. Discard a forest. Find our green shell. Opponent probably just holding up removal at this point or something. Not really sure what they're holding up. It's a lot of mana. And is it deck, but also has mice? Okay, they're gonna bounce that. Play the Viper. Sure. Get the nursery down. See if they can... Probably not gonna... Well, they could bounce it, maybe. With, I was gonna say, probably can't interact with enchantments that well, but another Viper could bounce it. Never want to cast a spell 3 or less. Yeah. Well, that definitely isn't happening much in this deck. Okay, there's Ogier. A swing for 2. Alright, we're going to be able to go off next turn. For sure. At least making 1 token. And then... Well, they could still have a bounce spell. No, not going to do it. No bounce spell. Alright, take action. Put the Surveil first. Yep, keep that. Let's see how many tokens we can make. And take action. Surveil. Keep that. Keep it going. Take action. Alright, that'll stop the loop right now, but... Ooh. Shock me for 4. Could be dead to this Ogier. $10. And... They ping me, well... 6. These don't tap for spell mana, though. Iron Claw, okay. So, there's a land. I think I'm going to play the other green shell. Oh, wait, I can play, let's see, 7. I can play the nursery and this green shell, right? Try to force a lethal, try to force them to block with everything. Yeah, that works. Okay. We don't care really about... Alright, so this should essentially like draw my entire deck. Do have to be a little careful with how many triggers we're getting here. Once there's like enough. This is probably enough already. I can play a speaker too, but... So I have 6 triggers. Alright, that should probably be fine. Let's just start declining and getting these in hand. Just don't want to deck ourselves here. Okay. Then some more tokens. How many? Let's see. Whenever we're at 32 cards, well, we can maybe make a few more. I guess. Just thinking, how many tokens do we have? Can make, yeah. Alright, that should be good. Just want to make sure we don't deck ourselves. That's the most important thing. And with 2 of each, it's gonna be a lot. Let's see, decline, decline. Let's see, 22. Alright. That is plenty. Alright, let's attack. with everything. Force them to chump block. This is definitely lethal. 4 times 7. Yeah. We do have to block everything. And, well, that was more than enough. Okay. Sweet, sweet. Got there. On to the next one. Alright, going first. Take a mulligan. Alright, there we go. 2 nurseries. Put back a land. And keep these to try to look for any of our creatures, is what we're looking for. There we go. Alright, just another untapped land is fine. Sure. Alright, blue. Don't like seeing a blue deck. If they have counter spells, that could be no good for us. But we have 2 nurseries, so I'm going to run out one of them. Hello, Mr. Forest. There we go. Mouse is doing stuff. Assuming this is not going to resolve. Or they're going to use the demolition field. That is perfectly okay with me. Get a forest. We've got plenty of forests. Alright, that resolved. That's good. And a little unexpected. Alright, I'm gonna bounce it back. And play Terminus. Okay. Well, they didn't have a counter for it. There's another one earlier, so probably just run it out again. I mean, if I play this, it'll cost 3, but that doesn't really... Unless I have a Spell Pierce, I guess. That would be the reason to play the forest. But, yep, just go make a token. Now, they certainly could have a sweeper in this style of deck as well. So that is something to consider. Let's just attack. Play another one. I mean, I could go for it with this. It's debatable what to do here. I mean, if they have a sweeper, it'd be nice to have an extra mana up after you go for it. I'll just play another one of these. Alright, play the land, make 2 more tokens. This may just kind of force them to find a sweeper. Consult for 5. So 2 tokens. I could play another one. Or I could hold up the ability of this to give my tree folk indestructible. I mean, they're so likely to draw a land that I think it's okay to just play another one. There's almost like no non-land cards left in the deck. Alright, there's the sweeper. And now... I drew all of them? Okay, well... Let's just make a bunch of these. I've got to be careful about how many we make here. Put this onto the battlefield. And yeah, let's see. So... sure. And then, let's see, we have 7. Yeah, it's always going to be tapped, so we can't hold up That is fine. Opponent says good game. I mean, if they have another sweeper... I think, okay, 11 tokens. I'm going to start putting these into my hand now. What does this do? Choose a card name, search your opponent's graveyard, hand, and library for up to 4 cards of that name. Exile them. So, yeah, let me just start declining these and putting them into my hand. Okay. And then decline. We can play a land here. And then, yeah, this should be enough. Definitely enough hold up the ability. I forgot I didn't even play a land that turn, so. Alright, we'll pass the turn. And keep, let's see, all the non-lands I guess I'll keep. Some of the Scry lands, the Formidable Speaker. Sure. Yep. Graveyard, hand, and library for 4 cards with the name. So, I don't know what they're gonna name. Greenshell, sure. Got 2 of those. I kind of feel like the damage has been done already, maybe? Let's see what they do. Each creature's mana value extra less, loses all abilities, destroy those creatures. So, if I give them indestructible, does that make it lose that ability? Does anybody know? Tree folk and forest you control gain indestructible until end of turn. Loses all abilities until end of turn. I'm not sure. Well, for science, I'm going to do it and see what happens. But, yeah, I guess not. I guess not. Alright, we'll play another one. And, play this. So all the green shells are gone. And keep that. We can play this. We could search for another one, I guess. If we wanted to, play it. I'll just decline. Pass the turn. Alright, so note to self, it makes it lose indestructible. What does this thing do? Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, pay X. You may put number of target creature cards from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. Okay. So I do have a 1 green shell in there. Deadly cover up, just gonna blow up everything. So this could save everything. I have a Meringue River Regent. This does destroy, so. Yeah, we'll use it to save 3 of them. What are they exiling? The green shell? I thought they already exiled all my green shells. Moraine River Regent. Kind of an issue. Oh, they did Forest. They named Forest. I see. Oh, okay. Okay. Very interesting. So I have 6 cards left. Obviously not gonna keep everything else. And attack, get them to 8. And then they can play the Meringue, bounce 2 of them. Yeah, I wish I hadn't thrown away the other one. That could have made a difference here. Some chance I still win this, but... It's an interesting game. Definitely learned something about... Yep. I think I would have won this turn if I didn't throw away that other nursery. And get in there for 6. Down to 2. Make 2 more. And there's a Formidable Speaker. Okay, sure. Interesting. Alright, they're at 2. They gotta have answers to 3 of these, essentially. They can make a fountain port, although that does, they do lose a life for the fish there. So we're still alive. They have another meringue, that would be pretty bad. Deadly cover up again. To destroy everything. I think it's worth it to save all my guys here. And then let that resolve. Yeah. I don't think, there's 2 cards left in the deck. They're at 2. And, give up. Okay, what a wild game. Definitely made a mistake, but still got there. Alright, GG. Okay, opponent goes first. Yeah, his hand is good, although so many surveil lands. I actually want natural forests here, which I'm sure we probably will find. Oh, wow. Opponent says good game. Natural forests are good. Figure of Fable, another Figure of Fable. That's a lot of beatdowns, though. We do have a speaker that can chump block. So, let's see. That is enough force. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so I think we're good. Alright, a lot of beatdown. And then let's play the speaker for a blocker. And ditch one of these. Find our green shell. And this can get up to... Oh, no, okay, get lost. They have to pay 3 mana to make it a 4 or 5? Okay. So, go with the nursery. Hopefully not another get lost for the nursery. Alright, no get lost for it. Just making a Kithkin. Alright, so we should pop off pretty well here. There's another one. And, yeah, let's see how many tokens we can make. Take action. Take action. Take action. Take action. Yep. We drew... what is this? Hello? Alright. Get to stack the top of the deck here. Yeah, see, there was another nursery. So that lets us keep going. Oh, there was 2 non-lands in a row. Okay. Well, this is probably enough. There's a Sheltered by Ghosts to take out that. Sure. We can get another one. And 8 tokens made on that turn, so not bad. I'm going to take out one of them, yep. But don't think... Let's see, if we use... Speaker mana... Yeah, okay, just get another one and keep popping off. Sweet, sweet, got there. On to the next one. Okay, going first. Mulligan. Till we find a nursery. Alright, sweet. And put back those. And yeah, another land is fine. Just need forest to tap out for these. Let's see. Watery Grave untapped for Grand. Interesting. Okay, Hedge Maze. That is fine, I guess. Yeah, sure. That works. We can do turn 4, turn 5. Name human. Springleaf Drum. Okay, that's a nice combo. Dawnhand Dissident. Nice. Going to attack. Discard a Formidable Speaker. Sure. Probably want to hope to draw non-lands at this point. Get through the non-lands in the deck if we can. To try to pop off as much as we can with these. Alright, so it looks like a creature deck if they're playing Formidable Speaker. Human. Maybe a graveyard type of deck. Cavallero. Sure. And Overlord. Okay, and there is the Cavallero. So, that's unfortunate, because next turn they can get the Deceit and take my Greenshell, but we're going to play this anyways and just hope to gonna surveil with this, okay? Hope to do something. Hope to find another Greenshell. But yeah, that turn 3. They do green mana. Interesting. Oh, there's a bringer. Will that just kill me right now? I'm not sure. Might. That might be GG. And it's not going to bring back... Okay, blow up their own stuff, yeah, but bring back everything. And there was two Terror of the Peaks? Oh, wow. Alright, well, one of us got to combo off at least. Very nice. GG. Alright, welcome back to the wrap-up for the 48 Forest Sapling Nursery Fecund Greenshell combo. This one was wild, and I was able to win actually quite a few games in ranked with this. Had above a 50% win rate with it. I was playing, in gold, not the highest rank, but was surprised that this actually could win some games. This combo is very strong, and I could see maybe just playing it in sort of a landfall deck or some other green mid-range deck. You do have to play a lot of forests for this to be cheap and be worth it, but I don't know, maybe there's some other deck you could play. I mean, you could play like Mana Acceleration as well and make the combo a little weaker. I was just kind of going all in on this, but I don't know. If you have any other ideas for this, let me know in the comments below. Pretty hilarious. Wouldn't really recommend it for high competitive play. Probably just play in the casual queue. Have fun with it that way. But yeah, this card is powerful, and this combo is certainly powerful. So I could see it being competitive, maybe in a more streamlined shell with not so many lands, not going all in on it, but as part of a more competitive deck. But anyways, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks so much for watching, especially those that have watched to the end. Really appreciate you. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video.